Hello, good day. I'm Charlvin Katana, and I'll be tackling about security management. In the tourism industry, security management is very important because it deals with the safety of travelers, employees, and the facilities where they stay or visit. Tourists choose destinations where they feel safe, and one security issue can damage the image of a hotel, airline, or even a whole country. That's why tourism organizations invest in safety measures to protect people. What is security management? Security management in tourism means creating systems and rules to keep hotels, airlines, travel agencies, and attractions safe. It includes protecting guests, workers, money, buildings. Here's the importance of having security management in the tourism industry. First, it reduces risks. For example, a resort installs CCTV cameras and hires lifeguards to prevent accidents and theft. Second is it keeps the business running. Like for example, an airline prepares backup computer systems to flight bookings continue during power outage. Another one is it protects reputation. A hotel that handles emergencies well, like fire or earthquakes, gains guests trust. Having a security management, it also protects the assets, people, and information in tourism. For example, the assets, which includes facilities, equipment, and money. Like for example, a theme park protects rides and attractions with daily safety checks. Another one is an airline secure airplanes with regular maintenance and strict security checks. Second are the people like the tourists, employees, or partners. For example, a cruise ship trains its crew for medical emergencies to protect passengers at sea. Another one example is a hotel has security guards and emergency exits to keep guests safe during fire or earthquake. The third one is information like bookings, records, and personal data. For example, an online travel agency protects customer data like passports and credit card numbers with strong passwords and encryption. Another one example is a hotel ensures guest booking details are private and not shared without a permission. For the last parts, what are the goals of security management in tourism? First, it prevents problems before they happen. For example, an airports use scanners and bag checks to stop weapons or illegal items from entering planes. Second, it ensures business continuity. For example, resorts in typhoon-prone areas have evacuation and backup plans to protect guests and continue operations after the storm. Third one is it follows safety laws and international standards. For example, an airlines follow International Civil Aviation Organization or ICAO rules for passenger security. And for fourth, it protects all stakeholders like guests, employees, investors, or partners. For example, travel agencies provide travel insurance to protect clients during accidents. For the fifth one, it manages risks and limit damage. For example, hotels have fire alarms, sprinkles, and emergency teams to lessen harm during fire outbreaks. For the last one, it creates a culture of safety and trust. For example, tour guides remind tourists about safety rules during island hopping or hiking tours.
Good morning, everyone. For today's discussion, as I will be reporting security risk in tourism thief. In tourism and hospitality, security is a major concern because guests trust hotels, resorts, and restaurants to safeguard their belongings and provide a safe experience. Thief is a case security risk and it can be occur internally by employees or externally by outsiders like guests or intruders. Addressing thief is important because it reduces financial losses, maintains the establishment's reputation, and ensures guest satisfaction. Employee thief occurs when staff members steals from the business or its guest. It's a significant problem because employees often have access to cash, valuables, or sensitive areas. And now let's talk about its causes. First is low salaries or financial struggles of employees. Employees who are unpaid or struggling financially may be tempted to steal cash, food, or supplies to supplement their income. Example, a bellhop taking money from a guest wallet left in the hotel room. Second is lack of proper supervision and weak internal controls. If management doesn't closely monitor staff or there are poor policies for handling cash and inventory, employees may exploit their weaknesses. Example, a restaurant without proper cash register reconciliation might allow a server to pocket money without getting caught. Third is easy access to valuable items such as cash, guest belongings, and supplies. When employees have direct access to money, guest items, or inventory, the temptation to steal increases. Example, housekeeping staff taking jewelry or electronics from rooms. And lastly, dissatisfaction with management or lack of loyalty to the company. Employees who feel undervalued or mistreated may justify thief as getting back at the employer. Example, a kitchen worker giving free meals to friends if they feel underappreciated. Example in tourism, hotel employees stealing money from the cash register. A front desk clerk may take cash or credit card slips if there are no strict monitoring or reconciliation. Restaurant staff giving away free food or drink without authorization. Servers or bartenders may serve complimentary items to friends or family without approval, resulting in financial loss. Preventive measures. First is conduct background checks before hiring. Screening applicants for criminal history or reference can reduce the risk of hiring someone with a thief history. Second is install CCTV camera in sensitive areas, cash counters, storage rooms. Video surveillance deters thief and provides evidence if thief occurs. Third is rotate staff duties to prevent familiarity with thief opportunities, changing employees' responsibilities, regularly making it harder for them to exploit weaknesses. Lastly is provide fair wages and employee recognition to reduce dissatisfaction, paying fair salaries, offering bonuses, and recognizing hard work decrease motivation for thief. And now let's proceed to external thief. External thief happens when people who are not employees, such as guests, tourists, or outsiders, steals from a tourism establishment. These thieves are common because outsider can often access public areas or exploit weakness security measures. Cause first is open access to tourism facilities such as hotels, resort, restaurants. Many tourism establishments allow public entry to lobbies, restaurants, or recreational areas. This openness makes it easier for outsiders to steal items without being detected. Example, someone taking a decorative item from a hotel lobby. Second is a high tourist traffic makes monitoring difficult. When a hotel or tourist spot has many visitors, it's challenging for staff to monitor everyone closely. This creates opportunities for thieves because there are too many people to supervise. Example, a busy pool area where guests leave belongings unattended. Lack of security personnel or surveillance systems. Without enough guards or cameras, it's easier for outsiders to steal. Security presence acts as a deterrent, so weak security increases risk. Example, an and a monitored restaurant terrace where items are easily taken. Fourth is carelessness of guests with their personal belongings. Guests who leaves valuable or unattended or don't lock their rooms make thief easier. Example, leaving a purse on a beach chair while swimming. Examples in tourism. Tourists stealing hotels' amenities or equipment, such as towels, electronics, or decorations. Guests may take complementary items like towel, robes, or even small decorative items as souvenirs. Sometimes equipment like pool toys, electronics, or even artwork can be stolen if security is lax. Now let's talk its preventive measures. Employ trained security guards and use visitor monitoring systems. Hotels, resorts, or other tourism facilities should hire professionally trained security personnel who know how to detect suspicious behavior, respond to emergencies, and patrol high risk areas. Visitor monitoring systems such as sign in logs, digital check ins, or ID verifications help ensures that only authorized individuals enter the premises. Second is install CCTV cameras and alarms in vulnerable areas. Security cameras should be placed in hallways, entrance, parking lots, elevators, and other high-risk locations to ensure continuous surveillance. Alarm systems such as motion detectors or door alarms provide an additional layer or protection, instantly alerting staff when unusual movement or forced entry occurs. Third is educate guests about safeguarding their valuables. Hotels and resorts must inform guests about proper use of safe lockers and secure storage areas, providing safety reminders through brochures, room information cards, and verbal instruction to check in can help guests remain aware of their surroundings and avoid leaving valuables unattended. Fourth is use key card access systems in hotels to restrict entry. Key cards help control who can enter guest rooms, elevators, and certain restricted areas. By assigning unique digital codes to each card, the hotel can deactivate lost cards instantly and track access activity, minimizing thief risk from outsiders or unauthorized individuals. Last is maintain strong coordination with local police for quick response. Establishing regular communication with local law enforcement allows security teams to respond faster to emergencies or suspicious incidents. Police can also provide crime prevention advice, conduct routine patrols, and assist in investigation when thief or criminal activity occurs.
So, good day everyone. I am Legun Horan, and for my part, I will be discussing vandalism in the tourism and hospitality industry. Many people think vandalism is just a simple damage, but in the hospitality industry, it can cost money, scare guests, and destroy a company's reputation. So, today I will explain what vandalism means, share examples, and discuss the steps that management should take to avoid these situations. So, to begin with, let me explain what vandalism is, especially in the tourism businesses. So, when we say vandalism, it is when a person destroys or damages property on purpose. But in the tourism and hospitality industry, this becomes a serious problem because hotels, resorts, and other tourist attractions are meant to be safe and pleasant places for guests. So, when vandalism happens, it affects the businesses, the people working there, and even the reputation of the destination. One common example is guest writing or carving on hotel walls or furniture. So sometimes guests carve their names on wooden tables or write on walls inside the hotel rooms. So this is already a vandalism because it destroys the property and makes the room look unpleasant for the next guests. So what the management should do? So management can avoid this from happening again by installing the CCTV cameras in hallways and reminding guests through room guidelines and conducting room checks after checkout. They can also train housekeeping to report small scratches early before it becomes bigger damage. Another example is breaking windows or doors in resorts. There are situations where guests accidentally or intentionally break glasses or windows or door locks in their rooms or cottages. This is not only cost money for repairs but also becomes a safety risk because broken glass can harm others. So what the management should do? Management should create a clear damage policy that every guest must sign during check-in. This policy explains that guests will pay for cost damage. They should also assign security staff to monitor areas where people usually get hurt, especially during events or nightlife inside the resort. Quick repair teams both should also be available to fix damages immediately. Vandalism can also happen in tourism attractions, like spray painting or scratching on attraction signs. In tourism attractions, like viewpoints, parks, and nature spots, some visitors vandalize the signs by spray painting, scratching words, or sticking inappropriate stickers. This makes the place look messy and unprofessional. So, what should the management do? So, the management should place visible warning signs saying no vandalism and place CCTV or security patrols in areas where vandalism usually happens. They can also add educational reminders, encouraging visitors to protect nature and respect public areas. Tourism offices both may set penalties for those caught in the act. Other example is carving names on heritage sites such as churches and monuments. In cultural and historical places, some tourists carve their names on old walls, pillars, or monuments. And this is very harmful because heritage sites are protected and cannot be repaired easily. So what should they do? So they should assign tour guides or security personnel to monitor sensitive areas. They can also put rope barriers to prevent visitors from touching historical structures. And also, informational boards can explain why these sites must be preserved so visitors become more aware and responsible. So the next one is the impact of vandalism on organizations. So the first one is financial loss. So when vandalism happens, the hotel, resort, or tourist attraction need to spend money to fix or replace damaged property. So even small vandalism like scratches, broken signs, or graffiti requires repainting or repair services. That's why nga ma-reduce na noon ang budget that could have been used on top for upgrading facilities or improving guest experience. So the second one is a bad guest experience. Visitors feels unsafe or uncomfortable. Of course, ang mga guests mag-expect yun na clean, safe, and well-maintained environments. When they see vandalized walls, broken furniture, or damaged signs, they may feel uncomfortable or unsafe. It affects their mood and satisfaction during their stay. And some guests may even transfer to another hotel or leave the place earlier because they think the business does not take care of its facilities. So the third one is the reputation damage. Bad reviews online or fewer bookings. So no, vandalism can make the business look unprofessional. Guests who see damaged property may post negative reviews online or share their bad experience on social media. These reviews can really discourage future guests from booking because most travelers rely on online ratings. Even a few negative comments can greatly affect the business image and decrease the number of visitors. Lastly, legal issues. If the damage is not properly managed, so if vandalism includes serious damage, especially in heritage sites or public tourist areas, the organization may face legal problems. So authorities may require reports, investigations, or fines if management fails to act properly. So if a guest gets hurt because of a broken or damaged property, the businesses may also be held responsible. This makes vandalism not only a financial issue but also a legal risk. So next is rule of management. So first rule is train staff to observe and report suspicious behavior. So management must teach employees how to notice unusual actions from guests or visitors. Staff should know how to identify when someone is trying to damage property and report it immediately to security. Also, quick reporting helps prevent vandalism before it becomes serious, making the place safer and more organized. Second is make clear policies for guests regarding damages. So hotels and resorts should have a written rules that explain what will happen if a guest destroys or damages property. These policies should be shown at check-in or included in the booking form. When guests understand the consequences, such as paying for damages, they are less likely to vandalize. Also, clear policies protect the business legally. Third is coordinate with local authorities for protection in tourist areas. So management should work closely with police, barangay officials, or tourism officers, especially in busy areas like beaches, parks, or heritage sites. This partnership adds extra security and helps respond faster when vandalism happens. Authorities can also assist in enforcing rules and punishing offenders. So lastly, encourage respect for culture, property, and environment. So management must promote awareness among guests. This can be done through signs, brochures, announcements, or short reminders encouraging visitors to respect the place they are in. When guests understand the cultural value or environmental importance of a site, they are less likely to damage it. Respectful behavior creates a safer and more welcoming environment for everyone. So in conclusion, vandalism brings damage, extra costs, and a negative image to hotels, resorts, and tourist attractions. But with strict security and fast response and the clear rules, management can prevent these incidents. When tourists feel safe and see that the place is well protected, they are more likely to return and leave a positive feedback.
Another type of security risk is assault. And so, workplace violence and guest employee safety assault in tourism settings happens when someone physically or verbally harm another person. This can involve guests, employees, or outsiders. For example, in a hotel, a guest might get aggressive with a front desk staff over a book issue. In a resort, flight may between guests after drinking too much at the bar. This situation can threaten the safety of both employees and customer. Let me show you another example of this.
What are you doing in here? Why aren't you on the floor? I'm on my break. You made me break. I should break you. Why are you always attacking me? What's the problem? The problem is I didn't know where you were. I'm a busy woman. I don't have time to be chasing you down. I tried to find you and I asked Barry if I could take a break and he said it was okay. No. How many times do I have to tell you before you get it through your empty skull? You do not go through Barry. You want to leave the floor, you talk to me. But Barry's the foreman. Barry sits in his office half the day, staring at a stack of papers. I'm the shift lead. I'm on the floor. I decide when you can leave. I tried to find you. You tried to find me? Are you stupid? Or are the cataracts finally making you blind? There are like 4 places I could have been. Or is this the Alzheimer's finally kicking in? I got a voicemail from my granddaughter's school, and I had to call back to make sure she was okay. Do not play the concerned grandma card with me. If you had done a better job raising your own kid, you wouldn't have to be looking after your granddaughter right now. You know, maybe I should tell Barry about the way that you're talking to me, if you like. But then again, like I said, Barry's not on the floor. He wouldn't be there to protect you if an accident took place, now would he? Now, get back on the floor. Your break is over.
To prevent this situation, company train and response protocol to reduce risk. Tourism business train their staff or how to respond calmly and professionally. For instance, hotel security guards are trained to separate fighting guests and immediately report incident to the police. Tour guides may also be trained on how to protect their group if someone threatens to harass a traveler during a city tour. Quick response and clear procedures not only protects people but also show professionalism, which helps maintain the reputation of the business. Bit of body text.
Good afternoon. Today I'll be discussing the critical topic of cybersecurity in tourism and hospitality industry. The tourism sector, which handles vast amounts of digital information like bookings, payments, and customer databases, is increasingly shifting online. So, the digital transformation, while convenient, also exposes businesses to significant cybersecurity risks. So, what can happen? When cybersecurity occurs, the consequences may be severe. This includes financial losses due to fraud and service disruption. Second, interruption of business operations, which hurts the customer service. And most importantly, severe damage to reputation and loss of customer trust. So understanding this risk is vital for sustainable business growth. So now let me introduce a type of security risks. So I've categorized the main threats into 3 types. First is the cybercrime. This involves illegal digital activities such as identity theft and credit card fraud. So for example, criminals might set up fake websites to trick travelers into paying for non-existent hotel rooms. The second threat is hacking. So this is when unauthorized access is gained to systems or networks. Hackers aim to steal sensitive data or disrupt hotel booking systems, leading to financial and reputational damage. The third threat is called phishing. This uses deceptive emails or websites to trick people into giving up sensitive information. So in tourism, clients should watch out for fake emails pretending to be from airlines, travel agencies, or hotels. So the risk is that customers unknowingly provide payment details or login credentials in this threat. So now let's move on to data breaches and protective measures. So a successful attack often results in a data breach, meaning confidential customer data like passports, travel itineraries, and credit card numbers is exposed or stolen. So this leads to heavy legal penalties and a massive loss of customer loyalty. To combat these threats, businesses must implement strong cybersecurity measures. I'm going to show you a video of what should a company do when a data breach occurs.
I am Joe, and this is my company. Businesses are increasingly moving their data to the cloud, which makes them worried about the safety of their data security and liability. Government agencies are taking data without their permission, plus fear from insider threats and hackers. I came to know of CloudMask during a major security conference. It was what I needed. CloudMask detects sensitive information and protects it by applying military-grade encryption while data is created. It uses strong user certificates and enforces security policies consistently across all applications. My real-life data stays safe, and only masked data is stored on the cloud. This helps me be compliant with regulations. CloudMask allows me to collaborate securely between employees, partners, and customers all using different devices, including mobiles. Setup takes a few days and no hardware needed to be purchased. Call CloudMask for any further information or inquiries. CloudMask provides security for everyone and everywhere.
So to our conclusion, cybersecurity awareness is key. So staffs must be trained to recognize phishing attempts, and customers need to be informed on safe Wi-Fi use and booking practices. So every organization needs a cyber incident response plan to manage and recover quickly after an attack. So cybersecurity is more than just a technical issue. It's a trust issue. So by investing in strong security systems and trainings, tourism hospitality businesses can ensure safe digital environments, leading to happy and loyal customers. So that would be all. Thank you.
So, access control. Access control is a way of deciding who is allowed to enter a place or use something. It protects people, things, and information to making sure only the right people can enter or access what they need. So, think of it like a gatekeeper. You can only pass if you're allowed. So, there's a two types of access control, which is a physical access control and digital access control. So, physical access control, it controls who can enter buildings or rooms. Like example, when we go inside our school, we need to use our ID nga, ito ipakita sa guard. So, para makasud ta sa school. Or like the teachers or ilang attendants, kay they're using their thumb para fingerprint para mugawas dito nga naa sila. So, digital access controls who can use computer, system, or files. For example, mulagin ka sa imong social media, you need to put your email and your password. Or, for example, kanang sa imong phone, kanang nagput kag password, you need to enter your password or your PIN number. Example, kay kanang a school use access control to keep student and staff safe. At the gate, a guard checks the student ID before allowing anyone to go inside. Muni ang physical access control. Persana adto sa library, we need to kanang ipakita sa nato atong ID before takasud sa library. So ang example sa kanang digital access control is katong sa phone, you need to put the password or our student portal, we need to use our PIN and our student number. Muna ang example sa kanang digital access control.
Good day, Ma'am Flores. I am Alardi Roxanne Marie from the BSU DHSM2, and this is my reporting from part of my reporting from our group. So today we're gonna tackle about the surveillance systems, which is the CCTV, alarm systems, and monitoring technologies, rule and deterrence, and documentation. So we're gonna tackle first the surveillance system. So what is surveillance system? So the surveillance system, these are tools used to observe, detect, and record activities into tourism facilities used in hotels, resorts, restaurants, airports, and any other attractions. It also helps maintain guest safety and protect the property. Next is we're going to tackle about the three types or three commons of the three parts of the surveillance system. So first is the CCTV, or known as closed circuit television. CCTV cameras that record real-time video around tourism facilities, but not just also in tourism, but nasa laing part. So CCTV cameras help us monitor important areas in the tourism facilities, such as lobbies, hallways, entrances, and pools. They prevent TIFT help identify any accidents around the tourism facilities and make guests feel safer. Next is the alarm system. Alarm system is devices that will notify staff when something unusual happens. Alarm system alerts staff when something unusual happens in the tourism facilities. These include fire alarms, door alarms, and emergency alarms or any other alarms. They help staff respond quickly to protect guests from any harm or danger. The purpose is this, just like what I said, to protect the guests in the hotel facilities or any other tourism industries, and also help staff respond quickly to emergencies such as fire, break-ins, or any accidents. Lastly is the monitoring technology. The monitoring technology is a tool used to track movement and verify exit or entry. Monitoring technologies track movement and access. Examples are K-card, entry systems, and electronic visitor logs. These tools make sure only authorized people can enter certain areas, improving overall safety for the guest. So examples in tourism is the K-card access for hotel rooms, electronic visitor logs and resorts, sensors in restricted areas, and airport monitoring system. The purpose of this is to ensure only authorized guests and staff can enter specific areas in hotel or any tourism facilities. Helps track guest activities for safety and service purposes. Systems rule and deterrence. Surveillance helps stop the problems before they happen, so the surveillance may prevent. When theft or any bad people know there are cameras and alarms around the area, the hotel lobbies, any around the area of the tourism facilities, they are likely to do anything wrong, not 100% fully, but at least. So this creates or makes a safer environment for all the guests. The surveillance systems rule and documentation. Surveillance systems also provide clear proof during any incidents. CCTV videos and alarm logs help solve complaints, investigate issues, and support safety reports. That is my report for the surveillance systems, CCTV, alarm systems, monitoring, rule and deterrence, and rule and documentation. Thank you.
So, in this portion, we will talk about crisis and emergency planning in the tourism industry. So, as we all know, the tourism industry is one of the most dynamic and fast-growing sector in the global economy. So, did you not tamalikan nga napod ni mga advantages and disadvantages when talking about tourism industry. With that, a lot of people traveling every day for leisure, education, or even business. So safety becomes a major concern for all the stakeholders, including tourists, hotels, airlines, government, and tour operators. So to ensure the well-being of tourists and staff, proper crisis management planning is essential. So this also includes the development of crisis management planning to handle unexpected or potentially dangerous situations such as bomb threats, active shooter incidents, natural disasters, fire, and many more. Ensure safety and trust. So, clear communication helps protect tourist employees and local communities by providing accurate instruction during emergency. Evacuation routes, safety protocols. So, with that, it can build trust. Travelers are more likely to feel safe returning to the destination if they know information is transparent and reliable. Number 2 is reduces panic and misinformation. In crisis, rumors and misinformation can spread quickly, especially through social media. Effective communication ensures consistent fact-based updates that prevent confusion and panic. Number 3 is coordinate stakeholders. So, the tourism industry involves many players: hotels, airlines, local authorities, tour operators, and emergency services. Communication ensures all stakeholders are aligned and can act quickly, a unified way. So number 4 protects reputation. Tourism destination and businesses rely heavily on reputation. Poor communication or silence during a crisis can damage credibility. Transparent, timely updates can minimize negative publicity and maintain goodwill. 5. Supports businesses, continuity and recovery. Effective communication can reassure future travelers, investors, and partners that the industry is silent and well prepared. If a business has the thing crisis management planning, so it can also help them to speed up recovery by projecting confidence and readiness once the crisis is under control. The last one is empower staff and frontline workers. Employees are the first point of contact with the tourists during the crisis. So communication ensures that they know protocols, can provide consistent information, and represent the organization or destination professionally. So in overall, communication in crisis management planning in tourism is not just about responding. It's about preparing, coordinating, and recovering. It directly influences safety, trust, reputation, and long-term resilience. So the best practices is they can use apps or SMS alerts for guests. Second, install intercom system in hotels and resorts. Provide contact information for embassies and emergency services. So next is, what is crisis and emergency planning? Well, crisis and emergency planning refers to the process of preparing for, responding to, and recovering from events that pose a threat to people, property, or operation. In the tourism context, this includes identifying potential risks, creating detailed response protocols, training staff, communicating with guests, and coordinating with local authorities and emergency services. So why it matters to tourism? Well, as we all know, the tourism industry involves constant interaction with the public and operates a varied environment, such as cities, rural areas, oceans, forests, and also political unstable regions. Tourists are often unfamiliar with local emergency procedure or geography, making them more vulnerable during crisis. So here is the type of emergency and response plan. First is active shooter incident. An active shooter situation is when one or more individuals engage in a shooting spree in a populated area. These events are unpredictable and require fast, coordinated responses. Example, in 2015, a gunman opened fire at beach resort in Sousse, Tunisia, killing 38 people, mostly tourists. So here's the response plan. First, training hotel or resort staff in run, hide, fight tactics. Second is communicate with guests using alarm system and text alerts. Third is establish lockdown procedures. And lastly, coordinate with police and emergency responders. The second emergency is the bomb threats. Bomb threats can either be hoaxes or real. In either case, they require immediate action to ensure safety. Example, a bomb threat made to an international airport can fly delays and create panic among travelers. The response plan are evacuate the premises calmly. Second, search the area using trained personnel in cooperation with authorities. Third is keep tourists and staff informed through public announcement. And lastly, document the report and the threat. The third emergency is the evacuation drills. Evacuation is necessary during fires, earthquakes, or chemical spills. Practicing drills helps everyone know what to do when an emergency occurs. Here's the example. Hotels and earthquake-prone countries like Japan often conduct evacuation drills for staff and guests. Response plan is mark emergency exits clearly, practice regular drills with staff, provide multilingual evacuation maps in hotel rooms, And lastly, ensure mobility assistance for elderly or disabled guests. So here are the other common crisis scenarios. Natural disasters such as hurricanes, flood, and earthquakes can shut down the entire tourist region. For example, Hurricane Maria in 2017 devastated Puerto Rico's tourism sector. Second is health emergencies. When was the COVID-19 pandemic showed the need of hygiene protocols, quarantine plans, and crisis communication. And lastly, fire breakouts. Hotels, resorts must have fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and fire exit, and staff should be trained in using them. So those are the emergency crisis, and that would be all. Thank you.